Right, this guy here, Jim Bobberwopper, right, rings me about 50 times a day. Look how many times he rings me, right? So I'll take the call this time. Hello, what's up?
Hello.
Hello, what's up, baby?
Oh. Well, how's it going?
All right, cool in the gang. I'm always good.
Is it?
Yeah,
Are you good? Are we winning?
I'm always with it.
Okay, well, you're going to fix the system, right?
Hey?
Do you think they're going to fix the system, all the troopers?
No,
No.
no,
Do you think there's going to be a Nuremberg too?
no. Well, if it is, there'll be a fast. Do you know what I mean? If you're going to do a Nuremberg 2, yeah, that means every Freemason, right, high ranking within every town, that means mayors, police officers, every one of them people need to be accounted for and stuck on trial. Can you see it happening?
Happen, is it?
Of course it bloody ain't.
No.
Of course it ain't.
No, I know, but they keep banging on about it. These people, like that type of thing. And not just that, I'm talking about other things that people seem to think they can do something about. Like, for instance, keeping cash. Right?
Well, if cash becomes obsolete, the cash is going to be no good, is it? Do you know what I mean? Again, I think with a cashless society, there'll still be money about, but again, I think that'll turn into like how can I say it? Like a drug, like a drug thing. You know what I mean? Money will be used by the criminals and still used as currency. Do you know what I mean? Because what?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But they won't. If they want to change to get everybody onto the digital, they will. It's their system.
Yeah, of course it is.
There might be obviously.
No one can come off their system. They'll put everyone on the system because they control it all. Do you know what I mean? If you refuse, they'll force you. Do you know what I mean? Because they are the dominant force. Do you know what I mean? I'm recording this, but oh, by the way, I'm recording this because I thought you were going to be like, because obviously you've given me loads of rung me a few times. I thought, he's going to give me a load of stick and that. Do you know what I mean?
No, I'm not going to give you any stick. I'm just trying to be realistic because there's a lot of this truth movement seems to think that you can somehow change all this around.
No, you can't. This is the thing where people, let's put it this way, people in power don't relinquish power. You'd think when they surrounded Berlin with Hitler, you'd think, I'm lost the war. No, he didn't. They had to bomb him out of his bunker. Do you know what I mean? Because he didn't relinquish no power. No one gives up power. And if people think the Freemasons within their towns and cities are going to give up power, they ain't, because they're corrupt criminals, And I mean dangerous criminals, that will kill you. Do you know what I mean? And they're working for the elite,
Yeah, well, yeah, I agree with that. It's my point, like I said, the point that a lot of these people that think that they can go to a protest and somehow achieve something.
Yeah, they don't. That's a placebo. That's a placebo all the time. It's a placebo. People think they've achieved something by marching around a city for like an hour. There was what was the Iraq War or something, right? That was the biggest protest ever, yeah, across the world, yeah, in every town and city, right? There was protests and big marches, right, not to go to the Iraq War, yeah, or whatever it was, yeah, or But did it stop it? No, it didn't stop it. They still went to war. They still didn't listen to anyone or anything because they dominated it, and that was only a minor few people that decided that. Do you know what I mean? They don't listen to the majority because the majority are the cattle to be manipulated.
You become aware of me when I attacked Debbie Hicks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I attacked her because, to me, I don't trust the woman. It's all about her, right?
Yeah.
She thinks that she...
Oh, hello. Oh, the connection's failed there. See if he comes back on. But if you read this, look, this guy here, right? are you afraid of the mafia? And he told me, no, I'm not scared of them anymore. And then he told me, my problem is when I return to my village, which means his town or his city, people know what I did here, and today no one will come to my bar. Hello, you're breaking up, mate. That's gone, he's gone, that's broken up. And then he goes, for me, my business is dead. And that's when I understood the power of gangs lies in us, good people who are not able to reach out to the community for help to say as one, but instead be alone in solitude. And that's what they do to people. They make people alone and in solitude, yeah? No law enforcement sources say the gangs tend to have spread to New York, where it is being treated with respect and fear by traditional 5 mafia families. You see what I mean? So you all know the 5 families are the mafia families, but no one's gone after them. So you imagine how many people are living in New York, and you've got this minor 5 families, right? And this is the same across any town or city. You've got minor families, right, that have strong connections within Freemasonry, yeah, because that's where it all come from, yeah. And they can destroy people's families, people's businesses, because they're willing to go out and shoot people. Do you know what I mean? But these are gangsters, these were new mafias, like 1.3 billion heroin. In cocaine trade, you know what I mean? Southern Italy, blah, blah, blah. And they obviously were shooting people and all the rest of it, But this is the thing, you see, these people, this is where it comes down to, is where they isolate you. Right, so no one listens to you. Yeah, everyone go, oh, avoid him, watch him. Do you know what I mean? I ain't having that. Do you know what I mean? And this is what they do to your business, because people are scared to get together. And even if you did get together, do you know what I mean? The criminals are protected by the laws they put in place. Do you know what I mean? Because the police will arrest you for harassment. They'll arrest you. Do you see what I'm saying? For stalking or any of that sort of stuff. And they'll use your own laws against you, but the laws what are put in place are there to protect the mafia, to protect the Freemasons, to protect the elite, the sirs, the lords, the dukes and the earls. Do you see what I mean? Yeah. And like this guy here, Mr. Bobberwopper, or whatever his name was, everyone's waving these papers about. These people don't wave papers. They wave guns, yeah? And when it gets to you actually getting close to taking the power away from them, you're going to see these people line up all the people that are against them, and they're just going to shoot them and corral them, and shoot them. That's what they do, that's through history. Do you know what I mean? That is what they do. If you don't know your history, research it. Put in rebellion. Yeah, put in anything, you're a rebellion, you're a terrorist or whatever. Anything you go against these people, you're a terrorists, you're a rebellion, you're this, that and the other. And they shoot you, your mums, your wives, your kids, everybody. No one's, they line you up and they shoot you. Generations of people they shoot. Do you know what I mean? Here come Mr. Bobberwopper. I'll get this. All right, dude, yeah, we got cut off there, didn't we? Oh no, he's gone again. But that, oh, here we go, he's back again. All right, Bobberwopper. Hello. You know what I mean, baby? You know what I mean? Hey?
Yeah, what I'm saying about Debbie Hicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying that she seems to be telling everyone that she's going to go to court and she's going to get all our freedoms back, right?
Yeah, that ain't going to happen. I don't care who it is or what they are. They control the courts anyway, yeah? And all they'll throw out is a placebo. And the trouble is, we don't know, right? This is the thing. Everything is segregated, yeah? Like I don't know who Debbie Hicks is or nothing. I can't speak for her or whatever, or anyone else. Do you know what I mean? And this is the problem. No one, there's no surveys to show. You show me like a survey, for instance, yeah, where how many Freemasons are actually in jail, how many Freemasons are homeless, how many do you know what I mean? Because they're not on the forms. You fill in a form that says what religion you are, what sex you are, what this, what that, but there's no things to say what Freemasonry is, what Freemasonry does, but I know when she goes to court she'll be handed a placebo, or she'll put, they'll try and do her for being like, they'll section her, all of that. They try all of that just to shush people up, and they got the power to do that, and they've done it over and over again.
You remember that Melanie Shaw? Did you ever hear about that case?
Yeah, she's on my forum. I posted about her. That's another classic case of where they'll shush someone up by just putting them in the jail.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute.
Yeah.
I actually was looking at it from. I was thinking. I don't even believe the story, right?
Well, again, right? Again, that story can be made up. I don't know if it's true. Do you see what I mean? This is what Freemasonry does. They make stories up for us to listen to and to believe. But when you dive into it, you know, I've just had a guy today, yeah, his whole case was like done by Freemasons and that. And like he had all his children taken off, but there's no court papers or anything. Do you know what I mean? Nothing to say or anything. And he, you know, obviously they hired the court out and things like this, but that was never, do you know what I mean? But no one's listening to him because he's a guy on his own. Same as my case, anyone's case, you're always on your own. Do you know what I mean? And isolated. You know, it's all about the solitude. Who are you going to go to?
Yeah,
go on.
The Melanie Shaw thing, I think that was, I mean, I don't know if I'm right, but I was just thinking another angle to it. I wonder if it was a story put out there to shut people down in case someone did speak out, right?
Yeah.
And say, well, look what happens to you. Look what happened to me.
Oh, that's a possible, yeah. That's you thinking outside the box and the way you should think. You know what I mean? Because that's a possibility, and that's 100% thing that they would do. Do you see what I mean? You know, if you want to start a walk, do you know what I mean? You want to start people, you know, worrying people about speaking out, you know, and how to keep them shush. Then Melanie Shaw is a great example of why you should keep your mouth shut. Do you see what I mean?
I know. Yeah, this is what I was looking at, because a lot of people think, oh, Melanie Shaw, yeah, wow, she was speaking out. They're looking at it from another angle, if you know what I mean. A different angle is what you could look at it on a different way as well, do you know what I mean?
Well, of course it is. Who is Melanie Shaw? I've never met her or seen her. She more than likely is a real person, I don't know. But again, she could be one of their actors. You know, she's more than likely in prison. She's more than likely in another country enjoying herself. Do you see what I mean? But she's only renowned in Britain. So if they put her, you know, if she was in like Portugal or something like that, no one would recognise her. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, this is the thing. This is what I'm trying to say. Is another thing is with the truth movement. You know, a lot of them, they don't believe all this, but then someone comes along and shows them a story, like it's like they believe that, right? If you know what I mean. They'll
again, but that's the thing, you see. This is where, again, you're trained up. How can we shush this person up? And then you're isolated, you know what I mean? Or you're kicked from the group for being like a dissident or whatever the bloody words are. Do you know what I mean? But that's the thing. You cannot say something or put ideas into other people's heads, because that's a bad thing. They want you thinking on the straight and narrow, you know, the tunnel vision thinking. If you think outside the box, they don't like that. Do you know what I mean? And like I said, because you get it. Oh yeah, of course I get it. Oh yeah, 100%. I know exactly what you're saying, because I've had it done to me. And like I said, other people have come to me with other different stories, other different versions of what you're saying. Yeah, but you can do it in any group. You know, I've been on the receiving end myself. I go into a group, right? I start posting about Freemasons, yeah, and then all of a sudden, all my posts disappear, and I'm banned from the group, yeah. And that's just the bottom line of it. Do you know what I mean? But like I said, they do that. They make these stories up. Any scenario. I mean, how many? What sort? Like, I don't know where you are, right? Are you UK? Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Now, let's say someone got shot in Liverpool. Do we know about that? No, we don't. But if they reported it in the news in Great Yarmouth, say, oh, someone was shot in Liverpool, just made it up, was fabricated. Do we know it's true or not? Of course we don't. Do you know what I mean? We don't know. I mean, was there a bomb, you know, gone off in London? I don't know. Was there? Do you see what I mean? That's all fabrication. Do you know what I mean? And unless you're going out and actually going to see it, then you can't believe it. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, you know, within the truth movement, right?
Yeah.
It's like, see all the vaccine damage. See, this is where it's like in the truth movement, you cannot question the vaccine damage narrative, right?
Yeah.
You can't question it, right? Because I think it's been, some of it's been like, well, no, actually, I don't know. I'm just wondering, right, if a lot of it is hyped up just to get the whole it's like a distraction. Get everybody talking about constantly vaccine killing.
Well, yeah,
everyone.
again.
All these type of-
See, you've got it, right? You're getting that. See, you've got a lot of Dom whiz, you have, right? That's the thing, you see. People get tunnel vision on things, so they keep going vaccine, where they're not looking within their own town and cities at the corruption that goes on there. Do you see what I mean? Because it's the same all the world over.
This John O'Looney bloke.
I didn't know him.
You've heard of him, haven't you? He's a funeral director.
Yeah, oh yeah, I know, yeah, that guy, yeah. Again, funeral directors and undertakers are Freemasons, do you see what I mean? So I wouldn't trust it anyway, the story or the narrative, do you know what I mean?
No, I don't. I got attacked. I questioned him. I questioned him on a lot of his stuff, and I've just been totally attacked by everybody who thinks he's marvellous, right?
Again, that'll be a minor few Freemasons, and then you get the profane people join in, because this group, like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's jump on the bandwagon. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But you can't think outside the box. That's like I'd see the funeral, right? Yeah. They had all these funeral, what they called coffins, yeah, right? And I did a post on it, and they did a load of pictures on it. I don't know where the post is now. That's on my forum somewhere, right? Yeah. I think that's in the COVID section, which isn't very big. And I give up on it after that, the COVID. That's why it didn't expand on it or nothing, because I thought this is all a load of bollocks. Do you know what I mean? Because the coffins, right, obviously have their own special grain of markings, yeah? Do you know what I mean? And all the coffins, I could tell they just swapped them around and moved them to make like there was more coffins than there really was, if you know what I mean, yeah?
Yeah.
So it's just a fallacy and a farce, the whole story that there was loads of COVID bodies, you know? But as soon as you question that, everyone, like you say, jump on you and disparages you and go, nah, you ain't having that. Do you know what I mean? Because you're the one that think outside the box. That's like I said, if you're walking along with a bunch of robots, yeah, and you're going, it's all cool in the gang, they love it. But as soon as you start walking the other way, they go, no, you can't do that. Where are you going? You're going the wrong way. You're going the wrong way. Do you see what I mean? They want you to walk over the edge of the cliff with them. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, I've questioned a lot. I've got a different take onto a lot of stuff, like, which is so-called truth, right?
Yeah.
So I'll put a different thing on, and I think you know what I mean. You've been attacked, and then you say something different to what all the other truthers are believing. Like you said, and then they attack you. I mean, I was told to go and get out of that.
You broke up there. I didn't get it.
I was like, this is a bit of propaganda within the truth.
Yeah, but you got to remember, all these people, these Freemasons and that, and there's hundreds of them, they're all infiltrated in the group, yeah? And they can just, straight away, they can turn a conversation into any way they want, That's like I got, like, this geezer, I can't remember his frigging name, he's that forgettable, but he like turned something like e-babies into this thing, done a search, and then he tried to get everyone was going, I ain't having this, and people were just unfriending me by the droves, do you know what I mean? And that's how easy it is to turn someone against someone. Do you see what I mean? And this is the thing. Freemasons are very good at making profane people fight amongst themselves. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I got banned. I've been banned a few. These stand in the park groups on Facebook?
They're, again, right, I've been to them, right, and they're all infiltrated by Freemasons, yeah? Do you know what I mean? I've been to truther groups, right? Yeah. And I try and give them the hardcore truth, about what run our towns. If I start talking about drugs and the drug dealers, they just all shut me down. And like one geezer who's going, shh, he's putting his finger to his mouth. He knew exactly what he's doing. Do you know what I mean? I think I got it recorded and that, and I still go to these truther groups, but they disparage me and kick me out because I'm speaking the facts and the truth. Do you know what I mean? But what can I do when the leaders are more powerful than me and have more respect within the group, and they're the ones that made up the group? Do you see what I mean? Everyone looks to the group leader, and the group leader, sadly, are Freemasons and Eastern Stars. Do you know what I mean? So when I start speaking, they can shut me down, which is what they do. And they do that in like groups as well, what they've done to you and many others over and over again.
Yeah, that Debbie she is she's a lefty, right? She's a Labour. She stood for Labour and all this, and this is what. And then I was saying to people, look, she's Labour. She's basically a globalist, right? This is how I see her. Right? A leopard never changes its spots, and I was doing some investigating into her, right? What she's really all about.
Yeah.
And then I pointed it out to a few people, and it's like, shut up, what are you doing? You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
all this. But
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. They'd be her gatekeepers and her backup. But that could be, again, I say they're her people. That could be her with like 5 made up, maybe 10 accounts on one computer, and she just posts to each one. Do you see what I mean? This is what these people do.
Yeah, I posted it on her. She saw it, and she said, oh, there's a troublemaker. Get rid of the troublemaker. That's what she called me, because I was questioning her.
Yeah,
Right?
that's what they do. That's what I'm saying, because you can't speak against them or go against them. As soon as you do, you're a troublemaker. That's like here, you go, if I go up to like, I don't know, the council or whatever, they go, oh, he's a troublemaker, and they'll get you arrested. You can't say anything. Do you see what I mean? It's the same as in society. You can't say anything or go against anything to do with anyone, because then you're a what they call it, a bloody, a treasonous person, or you're, what are they called? I can't remember what they're bloody called. Or you're a, what do they call them? What crash into buildings with their planes and that, shit like that. You're one of them. You know what I mean? Because you can't speak out against the corrupt system. As soon as you do, you're disparaged by many people that protect that system. Do you know what I mean? That's like anything else. If you're treated like a virus. Do you know what I mean? Because they want the system to keep on that.
You attacked me when I questioned. I was saying stuff about that Debbie Hicks.
Yeah, I don't know Debbie Hicks. I defend anyone who's always on the receiving end. If you know what I mean, I like the underdog.
Oh, right.
But that don't mean to say I was attacking you as such. Yeah, I'm just saying. I'll sometimes I'm a bit of a like a naughty one, and I'll sort of like have a laugh, and I'll like try and, how do you say it, like, have a dig and watch people, how they react to each other, to see how they argue. And I sit back and I think, I've just done that, because that's what Freemasonry do, yeah? So I see people making these pointless arguments over and over again, and it don't get anywhere. Do you see what I mean? Oh, did you get that? Hello, Major Tom. Major Tom to ground control. But this is quite a good old, conversation. Like I said, I thought he was just like going to be a Freemason giving it all the bollocks. But yeah, he's a good guy. But, like I said, when you do speak out to these people, you become a terrorist. Yeah. You become like back in the day, they just get you and, chop your head off for being a treasonous person. You know what I mean? If you spoke out against the crown or any of that. But that don't go on today, do it? Because we're civilised, or supposed to be, But the crown and all that has all been taken over by these people, and they can oust them out of power like that. You know what I mean? The crown knows that. Do you know what I mean? They've done it to the Russian, they've infiltrated everything. That's why the Russian, there's no, all them kings and queens about all the world now have all gone, because these people have done away with them. Do you know what I mean? What these people in England did to keep their titles and whatever, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I'm not too sure. All I know is as soon as you start speaking out about anyone or anything, especially Freemasonry, you're going to become a terrorist. They're going to disparage your name. They're going to make you homeless. They're going to make you penniless. They're going to do everything in their power to make your life shit. Do you know what I mean? And that's what the scumbags round here have tried to do with me over and over again. And I'm not talking for a week or a month. I'm talking for 30 years, for 3 decades, over 3 decades. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, I could give you my story, but that ain't going to do nothing. Do you know what I mean? If they kill me, that exponentials my story 100-fold. You know what I mean? Because then you've got a murder inquiry straight on the doorstep of the Freemasons here. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, there'll be other things that come out, the little paedophiles and all that, blah, blah, blah. But we'll see. Oh. You all right? Hello? No, we're still connecting. But, this is the paper I read, and I want to show you that. But this is about the community. Do you know what I mean? This here, look, It's because the communities are all isolated. You know, you're isolated. If you're watching this now and you're profane, you're isolated. Freemasons ain't isolated. They can go to their brothers and they can get support. Do you know what I mean? Whether it's money, financial, or anything. Do you know what I mean? But remember, the people in the top echelons are dangerous people. Do you know what I mean? And they're residing within your town. They're residing within your city. Do you know what I mean? And that'll never ever end. Do you know what I mean? Never end. What's this little booklet here? Look, ancient. See, this is the Albert Hall. Look, you know what I mean? In 1967. Look, this is the people that control your towns and cities. Look, you know, and it doesn't end. Look, His Royal Highness the Duke of Kent. Look, the Earl of Scarborough, the Earl of Cadogan, whatever that is. Look, brother Major General. You see what I mean? They control your armies. Sir Allen. You see what I mean? Lord Cornwallis, Lord Forrester, Lord. See, it's just a Game of Thrones. Do you know what I mean? And these people own like our counties. You know, whether it's in or the states in the United States or even Ireland. You know, if you up on on what I post. You know what I mean? Look, Bishop Percy. See, this is all it is. It's just a Game of Thrones, and these people keep control, and they make us fight between ourselves. Do you know what I mean? So long as they stay in power, they don't give a fuck. We can fight all day long. So long as these people, we don't fight. The war really is between the profane and these people, which are Freemasons. Do you know what I mean? But they're very clever at getting us to fight between ourselves. Hello? Hello?
Sorry, it keeps cutting out.
Yeah, that's all right, mate. Yeah, that's all right. What I was saying to you, I just remembered was... Oh, go on. Hello?
Yeah, I was going to say, you know, like all the troopers, right?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go on.
No. Yeah, you know all the troopers, they didn't bleed COVID, right?
Yeah.
They didn't bleed COVID, right? The BBC and all these channels were telling us that COVID was real, right? And people were saying, no, it's all bullshit, right? All the troopers, people didn't believe it. But what gets me, now what I question is, you know, all these channels, they also tell us, right?
Yeah.
That other things as well. Like there's going to be a financial crash and all the money's getting worse and all this, right? It's these same people that told us that COVID was real are telling us about the financial situation, right?
Yeah.
You know? And I think to myself, it's not really going to be as bad as what they would like you to think, right?
Right.
It's not as bad, and yet people are looking at that. What I mean is the troopers are looking at that like that's the God's honest, right?
Yeah.
But what gets me is that the same people are telling you that told you about COVID, right? So you've got to sort of think how much of what they're telling you is fucking true, right? Even regarding the financial situation in the world, in the country, what, right? So you know, and all this, whatever they tell us,
Oh, you're breaking up again, mate. You're breaking up. I had to hang up on him. He was like breaking up. But can you see that? Look, these are viscounts. Do you know what I mean, lords? But the Right Reverend. Do you know what I mean? These are reverends. These are the people that lead us. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Look, Sir Stanley. But again, like I said, if you read between the lines, yeah, you'll see, you know, Lieutenant Commander. Do you know what I mean? And Brigadier. Do you know what I mean? Brigadier. Do you know what I mean? Look, Honourable Sir. Do you know what I mean? Lieutenant Colonels. See, they run our armies, they run everything, and these are the people that are going to give the orders. Field Marshal, Right Honourable Earl Alexander of Tunis. Do you see what I mean? And you don't think this is an army? These control our army, and the profane, that are the privates and the sergeants and the lieutenants, are going to listen to these because they're in charge of them. Hello? Hello? Can't hear him. He's Right Honourable Judge. Do you see what I mean? They're the judges. Do you see what I mean? Major. Major General Sir. Oh, let me turn him up. Hello, go on. Air
Can you hear
Marshal.
me?
Just. Can you give me a ring about 4? Give me a ring. Yeah, give me a ring about 4, because then I'll be in a better reception. Because you're very bad. Are you going to be on a better reception? Yeah, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. You're like, well, yeah, well, yeah.
It just keeps cutting out.
Yeah, it's bad. Ring me about 4 o'clock. I'll be about then, yeah?
Oh,
Yeah?
yeah, we'll be on.
Yeah, I can't hear. I can't understand you. You're really bad. I've now done this on video anyway, so watch the video. And yeah, all right, thank you. It's good to talk to you, Bobberwopper, baby. You know what I mean? All right, baby. Have a great day. Oh, he's gone. Yeah, now he's a sound dude. See, but if you question the narrative like this dude, yeah, all you're going to get, like everything else, they're going to disparage you. You know, like me, you know, they're going to disparage me. They're going to, you know, they don't want people to know me. They don't want people to associate with me. Do you know what I mean? This is why, you know, again, I wanted to do a video where I thanked everyone for my birthday, you know, my birthday wishes. You know, I've been waiting to do that because, like, it was a bit overwhelming because there was so many. Like, if you go back 2 years ago, I had like 3-4 people in this town message me, obviously that's my close friends, happy birthday. Do you know what I mean? Where this year, there's still 3 or 4 of my friends in this town wish me happy birthday. But this time, all around the world, people were wishing me happy birthday, and I mean hundreds of people. You know, it was a bit overwhelming. So, but I want to thank everyone who wished me happy birthday, and I'm going to do another video on it anyway, because I was supposed to do a video last night about the almanac, and I forgot. Well, I actually fell asleep. I was a bit knackered, but again, like I said, thank everyone, and that was so overwhelming. But anyway, let's get, you know, let's keep on point here. But can you see this is the people that met in that big you know, in the Royal Albert Hall. I've shown this paper before, but this is what controls your country. You know what I mean? His Honourable Judge Meyer. Oh, I just did him. Major General Sir. Air Marshal. Do you see what I mean? And all the privates, Surgeon, Rear Admiral. Do you see what I mean? All these people are the commanders of our army that are supposed to protect us, but they don't. What these people protect, yeah, is themselves, the lords, the dukes and the earls. And the great thing they do, yeah, because they wear a fucking badge and a uniform. They don't wear their, obviously they don't wear their aprons out in the open, but everyone who's a private or a lieutenant or a sergeant, yeah, even some captains, yeah, are all going to take orders from these people, and we fight their wars for them. Do you know what I mean? And they sit in the office going this, that, and the other. Hey, tally ho, move this company here, move that. You know what I mean? And this is what it is, you know. But this is all what runs our country, our towns, our cities, our states, our counties. Do you know what I mean? A large number of past grand officers, qualified past grand net stewards. Do you see what I mean? See, they tell you themselves, you know. You know, this is what it's all about. And all of these, yeah, I don't know, the Grand Pursuivant, what's that mean? I don't know. The Grand, you know, but they've got so many. Look, this is a ranking army. This is an army. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And before you get up into these things, you're not even, this isn't even going on about Master Masons. Do you know what I mean? Master Masons are the foot soldiers, you know, and they make sure things go all right within the town and the city, but they answer up to the worshipful masters and all the rest of it. You know what I mean? And I can go on and on and on, you know. But look where it is. Look, that's what I was looking at. Look, Colombia. Do you know what I mean? That's why they got so successful drugs going around the world. Do you know what I mean? Because they control it. Southern Africa, Finland, South Australia, Ecuador, Utah, Peru, Nevada, Greece, Washington, West Virginia. Where don't they control? Do you see what I mean? You know, you can go down this side here, look, you see? You know, the Panama, District of Columbia, Maryland, Austria. Do you know what I mean? And this is the thing, you know, that they control all the time. You know, look, see, look. They run the world, look. You know what I mean? They run the world. Tennessee, Louisiana, Colombia, Rhode Island, Australia, India, Israel. Do you know what I mean? Look, so all the wars are a load of bollocks because they run it all. Do you know what I mean? They only have a war, yeah, That includes Germany, you know what I mean? Like I said, the World War with Germany and all that was Masonic wars, do you know what I mean? Switzerland, watch the Swiss, the Swizzy. Canada, South Carolina, that don't matter where you go in the world, these people are on you, do you know what I mean? And there's your Scotland, look, from the Scottish Brothers. There you go, my profane friends. You know what I mean? But that was back in the day. And then Ireland, of course, look. And if you look at Ireland, and they're now just getting up on that, of course, yeah, you'll see it's just been passed down. All these people, from 1967 have just passed it down to their own family members. Do you know what I mean? Because it's born and bred into them. And like I said, we, the profane, just fights their battles for them. Everyone's a right worshipful. Do you know what I mean? Moron. I mean, brother. You know what I mean? There we go. But look at them, they all got the titles behind them, you know, OBEs, ABEs and all that bollocks. Do you know what I mean? Of the royal art of Masonry, we congratulate him too respectfully but please heartily and wish him a long, fruitful and happy reign. What reign? What reign? Do you know what I mean? You little minge. Anyway, there you go. Like I said, these people, this is what you're up against. Look, installation of His Royal Highness the Duke of Kent, blah, 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 Grand Master. That's what it's all about. You know what I mean, my profane friend? These people, trust me, they don't care about you. All they care about is just keeping the Grand Master of Ireland, look. The Earl again, look, Earl of Donegal, Your Royal Highness, most worshipful Grand Master, I have been given the great privilege as Grand Master of the Grand Lodge of Ireland of being the first to rise to congratulate you and the United Grand Lodge of England on your election and installation as Grand Master of the only Grand Lodge which has existed for 250 years. And this is what I'm saying, but don't forget the Grand Lodge of 250 years, that's just when the Grand Lodges came together, blah blah blah. Do you know what I mean? These Freemasons have been in every country, town and city throughout the world forever, and they've been weaving their, you know, their whatever you call it, you know, their tentacles to cause chaos within every town and city forever. Do you know what I mean? And they've controlled it by manipulating by numbers, you know, and having strong characters that when something's said, people listen to it and will go along with it. You know what I mean? That's why they got successful drug dealers within the towns and no one says fuck all. Do you know what I mean? But that's another story. Anyway, there you go, my profane friends. I'll go that way and then you can read it. I'll scan it down, look. It's the Lodge of Ireland. Nice and slow. You know, and like I said before, I'm sure the Freemasons kept the troubles within the north and the south of Ireland going on. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, it's not hard to do, is it? When you've got two people that sort of hate each other to keep the troubles going. But I didn't know much about it, sorry, so I can't, you know. But I know just they're in the middle or amongst all the trouble that goes on anywhere around the world. Do you know what I mean? And they're right in the thick of it, believe it. Whether that's civil wars or world wars, do you know what I mean? They're amongst it, and they're the ones that are fucking doing it and creating it, because it's all to do with Masonic wars. You know, you look at Napoleon, Freemason. Do you see what I mean? Any of them, you know, there's four during the First World War and 3 during the Second World War. Is it the other way around? I don't know, but that give you the magic 7 for G, because they have to keep their, you know, that sacred numbers all the time, you see. But if you do your research, you know, the North and the South, if you look at the fight in America there, like, you know what I mean? You look at all the generals and all the people that were in charge, they were all Freemasons. Do you see what I mean? That's why they put statues up everywhere. All plaques, or statues are all to do with Freemasons. You won't see no profane people. Try and find a plaque up to a person that's a profane person, yeah, a plaque. You know, this house was lived in by some profane person in 18 whatever or 17 whatever or whatever. Do you know what I mean? It don't happen. Do you know what I mean? Because they don't honour the profane. They only honour themselves because they're the masters of the world. Do you know what I mean? And they know it. But they're very good at getting us, the profane, to fight over their properties and whatever they need to do. And they're good at manipulating people. Do you know what I mean? Because they got everything. There ain't nothing they haven't infiltrated or got themselves into. Do you see what I mean? And this is the thing with Freemasonry. Oh yeah, baby, I wish I'd have done this to begin with. I might do this, what I'm now doing now, I might do with the book, with that book, the Almanac, yeah, which I'm going to do. And I think this is a bloody good idea. I never thought about this, because this is, you know, you can read it at your leisure, pause it like that, can't you? And then read it at your own leisure, I hope. Hey, baby, I never knew this was so great. Oh, my profane friends, I get so excited I could crush a grape. You know what I mean, my profane friends? Right, anyway, I'll keep going like that because I think it's quite cool. It's only a couple of pages anyway. You know what I mean? I'm still sticking and gluing my little manifolder book together. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. But the Freemasons, that's like yesterday. I had one, you know, a Freemason yesterday outside the gym wait for me in his car. Do you know what I mean? You know, they think you're dumb, you know, they think you're stupid, but they, you know, we've got my eyes, you know, they think they got their eye on me, but we've got their eye on them. They just don't fucking realise it, you know what I mean? Their time has come to an end in Great Yarmouth. Well, I hope so anyway, but I doubt it, because like I said, the profane just don't care. Do you know what I mean? They don't, profane people don't like conflict. Do you know what I mean? Let's put it this way, right? You've got people in the trench, right? Yeah, who don't want to go over the trench wall, right? What do? A Freemason come along and shoot a couple of people and say you will go over the trench, and everyone goes over the trench because at least you've got a survival rate of going over the trench. Do you see what I mean? And here we are. There's the numbers for them. Look. Do you know what I mean? Look at the numbers. You know, it does it. They tell you themselves. You know. But I'm going to do the Almanac a bit later. Okay. But like I said, these are the people that control your towns, cities, and the world. You know, like I said, it's lords, dukes, and earls. They're, you know, major generals, commanders. Do you know what I mean? And it shows you on the right where they're from as well and what their rank is. You know, Wiltshire, Norfolk, Kent, Shropshire, blah 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 blah. Do you know what I mean? Brigadier, do you know what I mean? What do you think of Brigadier? How many, you know, if he gave an order, how many people under him would obey that order? Right down to the private, wouldn't they? Because they wouldn't want to get shot. Do you see what I mean? And this is how they force their will upon the profane. Do you know what I mean? Look, captains, look, you see what I mean? You think they're called, you know, the Marquis, you know what I mean? You think these people are gone from power? No, of course they ain't, you know what I mean? And when Mr. Bobberwopper was talking about, you know, the 2.0, you know, the trials, you know, that'll never happen. All they'll do is put a few, you know, people up on trial, but that'll be a placebo yet again to the profane. They go, oh, something's been done. You know what I mean? Nothing's been done, because the control, that means you have to put every Freemason that controls every police station, every Freemason that controls the mayor, the town hall, every one of them has to go on trial. Do you know what I mean? And I mean the whole fucking lot across the world. And they ain't going to allow that. They ain't going to allow you to sentence them because you're profane. They're Freemasons. They're the gods. Do you know what I mean? Not you. Arabian Gulf, look, Grand Inspectorate for the Arabian Gulf, you know, look at it, you know, this is crazy, do you know what I mean? But like I said, the most important here is like the sirs, the majors, do you know what I mean, the lieutenant colonels, right honourable, the earls, do you know what I mean, all of that, you know, the captains, lieutenant colonels, do you know what I mean, they're not called that for nothing. It's because they run an army. Yeah, and this army is good at recruiting us and making us fight for them. Do you know what I mean? And all we do is fight over the scraps. What do we get when hundreds of thousands of people of us have been killed in the war? What do we get? We get nothing. We go back home. We get our same council houses, but these people don't. They get more money, more gold, more oil. Do you know what I mean? They keep the wealth, they keep the power. Do you know what I mean? But we've actually fighted all of that for them. Do you know what I mean? This is your army. I've done it a bit backwards, sorry guys, but you know the score. You know what I mean? I mean, look at that, mate. Look at that army. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean, my profane friends? I mean, some of these titles they give each other, look. Do you know what I mean? Unreal, isn't it? And that's just nothing to do with the Master Masons, the Sojourners, and all them other idiots they've got that they've conned into their little army to work for them within the towns and cities. Yeah, the money might be good, but it's at the other end when you die, isn't it? What's waiting for you? You know? You know, look at that earl, the earls. Do you know what I mean? This is what I'm saying, you see? The sacred law was placed amongst the pigeons. Right. So there you go, my profane friends. I think this is the last one, I think. Yeah. Or I'll do the next page just to make sure we well get the book, you know what I mean? There we go, my profane friends. You remember I love you all and everything's great. But like I said, once you start going amongst these people, you know, and it gets to the stage of where you're going to take the power away from these people, you better have an army ready, because they got an army already. Do you know what I mean? And they're going to, you know, they're just going to shoot and ask questions later, and they're going to corral you. You know, they'll put you in a football stadium and then they just shoot you from the stadium into the centre, you know what I mean? And they ain't going to bat an eyelid. And that's your wives, your children, whatever it takes, do you know what I mean? And if you don't think that's been done before, do your research. Like I said, you know, research, put in rebellions, you know what I mean? Great rebellions over the years, you know. Look what they did to Spartacus, do you know what I mean? That's another one they did, you know, Spartacus. Look at Boudicca, you know what I mean? She was up against them. What happened to her? Do you see what I mean? Don't matter what you do, what you say. You know, William Wallace is another one, you know. Any of them, all of them, you know, that have gone against tyranny like these people, you know, which is they're gone against Freemasonry, basically. Look what's happened to them. Do you know what I mean? That's what it's all about. You can't trust these people, you know, ever. Anyway, my profane friends, that'll do. And remember, this is June 27th, 1967. You know what I mean? I was 1 year old then. You know what I mean? I'll give my age away now. But there you go. You know what I mean? Anno Domini 1770, under the famous Grillion, should now be a light in the hearts of millions of men. Do you know what I mean? See what I mean? Look. In the heart of millions of men all over the planet seems a sort of a miracle. If so, it is a miracle born of fidelity and high purpose. And for this, and that's their high purpose, not the profane's high purpose. And this is where they got together, remember? Oh, sorry, went off track. I was reading a bloody thing. Again, this is where they got together. Yeah, in 1717. So remember, before they got together in 1717, yeah, these Freemasons were everywhere. Do you know what I mean? Look, for a brief and rather staggering moment, and I represent herein something like 5 million Freemasons. Yeah, how many profane armies are there? None. Do you see what I mean? This is what you're up against. 5 million Freemasons. This is what you're up against in every town and city around the world. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Think about that. Yeah, just think how big this army is and what controls the world. 5 million Freemasons. Now, if there's 5 million Freemasons, you work out how many cities and towns are around the world. That'll give you an idea how many Freemasons you got in each town and city. Do you know what I mean? Unreal, isn't it? Anyway, but remember, this is in London. Yeah, when they got together, this was to help them, like what do you call it, to keep, you know, as one think tank around the world, you know what I mean, as one thing, you know. But there you go, what do I know about it? Anyway, my profane friends, I think that's about it. I think I've done the full book. Okay, I went here, there and everywhere, but anyone who's a clever cutter can cut it together and put it how they want. But, you know, I'm not, you know, I'm not a proper cameraman. Never have been, never will be. You know what I mean? Look, they even tell them when to applause. You will applause. My army will applause my great speech, because if you don't, you will have your bum paddled by the worshipful master, and a few lords and dukes will give it the privilege. You know what I mean, my profane friends? Now, you think you're going to just come away waving bits of paper at these people and they're going to go, yeah, you know, we've been in control for thousands of years. You can now come in and just take away our power. Yeah, they ain't going to allow that. Do you know what I mean? Not one fucking iota. Are they going to allow you, a profane person who just waves papers, to come in, and you think we're just going to go, yeah, you can take control of your towns and your cities, and take control of our country that we've fought battles over for centuries to keep in power, killed multiple people just to stop any, you know, dissidence or whatever the word is. Do you know what I mean? These people ain't going to let you do anything. You're fuck all. You know what I mean? If you're a mind to think that you've got power over these people, you're a fucking joke. You know what I mean? These people run it all. Every town, every city, you know what I mean? And the commands come from these people. Do you know what I mean? And it's all to do with the families. Do you know what I mean? But are you willing to go out and do what it takes to get these people out of power? Because if you are, they're willing to do what it takes to stop you taking the power. Do you know what I mean? Believe me. They will take you and your family and anyone to do with you, and they will put you to the wall and they will shoot you dead. You know what I mean? Because they don't care. You know what I mean? These people have no feelings or at all about killing a few thousand million people. Do you know what I mean? At all. And if you don't believe it, look at Hiroshima bomb and all the other atrocities they've done during wars. Do you know what I mean? And most of the atrocities during the wars is what we done ourselves, the profane. You know what I mean? You know, look. What's that there? What's that? Look, first I would tell you that in there's no mean state over which you now preside, our brethren exceed 600,000 men, and as you know, as individual Masons, they contribute without pause to maintain and even expand the great charitable institution. Yeah, right, Sheraton. But anyway, so there you go. Look, our lodges number some 7,300, and in the last 2 decades, new lodges have come and still come upon our roll in steadily increasing in numbers. Okay, see, look, steadily increasing in numbers. This army is expanding. It's always expanding. Though it is necessary to know which basic facts, these are the only outward signs of flourishing or of a flourishing order. It is not size or quantity which contains the real signs of a flourishing order. It is not size and quantity that contains the real meaning of Masonry. That is to be found in the influence it has in the lives of men. Do you see what I mean? Look, that is to be found in the influence it has in the lives of men. For most men who join the lodge, Freemasonry brings fellowship and friendship on a wider scale, perhaps than they might otherwise find. Many are encouraged by it to remember that integrity is an essential part of a man's life. You know what I mean? And you can go on and on with it. Oh, sorry, I'm bloody out of light, so I'll go from here there. I get too excited about it. But there you go. They tell you how big their army is. Do you know what I mean? Millions of them. Millions of them. That's how many people are against me. You know what I mean? And I stand alone as a profane man, knowing exactly what these people are and what they're capable of. You know, they're capable of rape, killing, shooting, stabbing, murdering, poisoning. You know what I mean? This is what these people do. And I've shown you the signs. You know, there's people, if you look for it, just put in Freemasonry corruption, Freemasonry murder. You know, they killed Jill Dando, they killed them all. They do it all. They don't care. And you think as a profane person on your estates, these people give a shit about you? Of course they don't. People who are going to shoot you and kill you are these Freemasons. Do you know what I mean? Because they're trained for it, you know. They're indoctrinated for it, you know. Their hazing rituals show them who's going to shoot and who's not going to shoot, and who's going to kill and who's not going to kill. Do you know what I mean? You just ain't got no clue what these people are capable of. You know what I mean? And they're running your towns, They're running your cities, your councils, and all the rest of it. And everyone I see that keep going to these council meetings and all that, spieling their spiels, yeah, they go, yeah, 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 and they just throw you a placebo, and they say, yeah, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. They stall and delay the court cases and all of that. They don't do answer to nothing. These people, you know what I mean? Money is nothing. They don't even see money. These people, they don't even have money in their pocket. You know what I mean? It's crazy. But there you go, that's the full book there. I shall do the same with the Almanac, because I think it's a good way of doing it. I think it's wonderful. It's just beautiful, like you profane people that I love. You know what I mean? There you go, my profane people. The numbers are there. And this is what attended. Look, attendance at the Especial Grand Lodge, you know what I mean, 27th of June 1967. So what, imagine what that number is now, because they've already just told you they're expanding and, you know, developing and God knows what. So what would that number be now? So let's just say there's a total of 6,000. How many cities are there in the UK? So then you've got to put the cities in the UK. Yeah, because this is the UK, you know, just see what I'm saying? You've got to, you know, there's 600,000. So you put 600,000 in what? If there's 25 cities, how many men have you got in each town and city that's going to control you? Do you know what I mean? Where's my bloody calculator? Let me do this, right? I'm going to find out. I'm going to give you the answer now because I'm so excited about it. I could crush a grape. All right. Let me have a look on my phone. Oops, wrong. Right there, guys, you know me, I'm not a very good cameraman. Right, how many cities in the UK? How many cities in England, right? How many cities are in England, right? Obviously, there's 51 cities, right? So 51 cities, right? 51 cities. Here we go with the thicket. Right, 200, how many did I say? Was it 200,000? Let's just say it's 200,000. It doesn't matter even if it ain't or not. Let's just say it's 200,000 into 51. Is that right? I don't even know if that's right sums. Into 51. Let's see if that go, right? Into 51. What is 200 divided by 51 with the remainder as a decimal? 1,020. Is that right? That's what it says here. I don't know if that's right or not. But if that is right, yeah, that means there's 1,000 men, right, yeah, sitting in your city now, or your town and city, yeah, and remember, they can call members from other cities and other towns. So like Great Yarmouth can call Lowestoft or Norwich, or, you know what I mean, all of them other towns and cities that surround it into that, you know, into that particular. So you imagine what them 1,000 people are doing now, working against you in every town and city. Do you see what I mean? If you get what I mean. I hope I did that right. I don't know. 51% of 2,000 a calculator. I don't know. I'm so thick at things like that. But do the maths, you know, it tells you, you know, you've only got, like I said, you've got to think outside the box. You know, you've got 200,000, well, it's over 250,000, I believe. Yeah, Freemasons, right, residing within the UK. And remember, this was in 1967, right? So that is nowhere near what is today's numbers, yeah, because remember, they've already told us they're expanding all the time, yeah, this army, yeah. So you think what power they have? Oh, it's 600,000. Bloody hell. So our Brethren exceeds 600,000. So that's bloody, I'll put 200 right there. Let me put 600 and see what it come up with. Bloody, I'm thick as shit. Right there, 600,000 men, right? Look, obviously there'll be people who'll be able to work it. That means, oh mate, I don't know what that means actually, right? All these percentages, right? Listen, I don't know how to do it. You'll have to do it. I ain't got a clue. But there's a certain amount of men, as you know, 600. So if there's 600,000, right? 600,000 men into 51 cities, yeah. Work it out. How many Freemasons are now residing within your town or within your city? Anyway, my profane friends, I think that's another bit of a cork and finish, I think, don't you? You know what I mean, my profane friends? You know, and then there's other things you can ask, is why the Druids, you know, ancient order of Druids would be in a church, you know? Again, look, you've got the 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2. You know what I mean? 2, 3, 2, which actually represents 666. You know, I've shown you how it's 666. Look, again, look, take the 3 away. There's your square and compass of your 3, 2, 3. That's 1. Take the 3 at this end. Oh, try to find my finger. There's your other 6, yeah, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. Look, so that's 2 6s. And then we know if we take the 2 off the end, that 2 there and that 2 there, that leaves you 2, 3, 2, which we know makes square and compass. So that's your other 6. So all of that is 666. Do you know what I mean? And the magic number of 9, which I just posted. You know what I mean? Oh, baby. Have a great day, my profane friends. But you work it out. You know what I mean? Like I said, you've got all these people, you know what I mean, 600,000 Freemasons that will divide into 51 cities, okay? Now, I know that in again, you could do the towns. I don't know what the towns is. Let's have a look. How many cities? I'll put towns, yeah? Look, just get that as right. But don't forget, because you can divide them into the towns as well. But the cities will be, they're the major characters of it. How many towns? Let's have a look. TOWNS, just to keep it straight as you can. Fact debating which takes place. There are 51 cities and 935 towns in England. There you go. So do the maths. I don't know what it is and what it equates to, but they're the ones that control your towns. They're the ones that control your cities. They're the ones that control your drugs. Oh, sorry. I mean, they're the ones that control your town halls, your social services and your police force. Anyway, my profane friends, have a great day.